have really good answers to those questions, but what are you looking for?
Yeah, I think what really stands out for me is when a candidate knows themselves. So they've taken the time to really have authentic and real answers to the questions we're asking, right? So I think what that means for me is like like they've taken the time to understand, okay, I've participated in these types of organizations and volunteer opportunities, and here's why. So like what was the why behind it, and then what was the kind of the outcome from it. So and then what did you learn? So you grew from it in some way, you learned something from it. The why was there. It's not just, I think we all in school are a little guilty of, wanting to just build your resume and put something on there. But I think it's so important to really figure out like what matters to you and what types of extracurricular activities or volunteer opportunities are going to give you the skills that you want to use. So then you can communicate that and use it in a job interview. And it's not just some, canned answer that everybody's maybe, that you haven't taken the time to really think through. And I think too, it's being prepared. I mean, truly, I can't tell you how many times, folks have came into an interview and they don't even know our organization. And that just is so important. Like you need to do the research. And I know it sounds like common sense, but like, who are the staff at the organization that you might be working with? What is their mission statement? How were they created? Who are their founders? What's their history? What's their geographic scope? What is maybe the office you're going to be located in? What's some, interesting stuff about that community? If you're going to be, working with people who live there, things like that. And I think knowing too, like, do you really want this job? That is always pretty clear, and so being really genuine with yourself, like, why are you applying? And having thought through that answer of like, how can we see you? You need to make us see you in our organization. Because I think, cultural fits are so huge, right? And can really, impact an organization's effectiveness and cohesiveness. And so I think, being prepared, being authentic, and having taken time to reflect on your answers that you might be asked, and thinking through the activities that are on your resume, be familiar with your resume, and then, I think being prepared in the sense of like knowing the organization, knowing why you see yourself there and why it's a good fit, I think are kind of the what makes someone stand out in an interview. And X factors, when I walk away from an interview and I don't even have to look at my notes. I just remember that interviewee, I remember that experience, and they really made me see them in our organization. I'm just like, we have to, they'd be such a great addition to our team. So I think that's kind of some of the X factors, in my opinion, when you're going into an interview, to keep in mind.